Hello and welcome to the Morning Report Scoreboard for January 29th, 2024. I am Zach Beamish, and let's go straight into the actual scores from the weekend because there is a lot of them. Starting off, Washington losing to Dallas, Dallas winning 5-4 in the overtime period. Thomas Harley with the overtime game-winning goal, his second goal of the game. Matthew Shane, a goal and 2 points on his 1,000th game of his career. Alex Ovechkin, 1 goal, 2 points in the loss. Buffalo defeated San Jose by a score of 5-2. JJ Peterka with 2 goals in the game. Casey Milstead had 2 assists. Dylan Cousins, a goal and 3 points. Edmonton defeated Nashville by a score of 4-1. Edmonton has extended their win streak to 16 games. That's the second longest all time. We're looking to tie the record against Vegas after the All-Star break. Connor McDavid, a goal and 4 points in the effort. Stuart Skinner, 28 saves, his 12th straight win. Carolina defeated Arizona by a score of 3-1. The Hurricanes scoring 13 seconds apart in the last minute of the game for the win. Seth Jarvis, 2 assists. Dmitry Orlov had a goal. Pittsburgh defeated Montreal by a score of 3-2 in the overtime period. Marcus Pettersson with the overtime game winner there, 2 points on the game. Lars Eller scoring his 1,000th game of his career. Sidney Crosby with an assist and a 7-game point streak. Tampa Bay defeated New Jersey by a score of 6-3. Victor Hedman had 3 assists, gets him to 700 career points. Brendan Hagel and Brendan Point and what's Hagel's first name? I forget. 2 goals. Andre Palat, a goal and 2 points in the loss. The New York Rangers defeated Ottawa by a score of 7-2. The Rangers had 5 goals in the second period. Artemi Panarin, a goal and 3 points. Chris Kreider had a goal and 2 points. Toronto defeated Winnipeg by a score of 4-2. Austin Matthews scoring a goal, his 600th career point there as well. Morgan Riley had 2 assists as the Maple Leafs sweep the home with the Jets. Florida defeated New York Islanders by a score of 3-2. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with the overtime game winner. Makachuk, goal and 2 points as the Islanders have lost 7 of 8. Detroit defeated Vegas by a score of 5-2. Dylan Larkin with 2 goals gets to 200 in his career. As Moritz Seider had 2 assists, Lucas Raymond also with 2 assists. Anaheim defeated Minnesota by a score of 3-2. Troy Terry has 2 goals in the game. Lucas Dostal, 35 saves in the win as the Ducks win versus Minnesota. They had a 13-game losing streak versus Minnesota going into that game. Calgary defeated Chicago by a score of 1-0. Jacob Markstrom with a 32-save shutout, the 20th of his career. Elias Lindholm had the game-winner goal there as the Blackhawks have lost 20 straight on the road. Vancouver defeated Columbus by a score of 5-4 in the overtime period. Brock Besser with a hat trick and 4 points. Elias Pettersson was the overtime game winner there. He had 2 goals, 3 points in the game. The Blue Jackets blew a 4-1 lead versus Vancouver in this game. And finally, for Saturday, and the game actually happened at the noon hour, Boston defeated Philadelphia by a score of 6-2. David Pastrnak, 2 goals, 3 points. James Van Riemsdyk had a goal and 3 points as the Flyers have lost 5 straight. Moving into Sunday, the last 2 games, St. Louis defeated LA by a score of 4-3 in the overtime period. Brayden Schenn had an overtime game winner. Jordan Kyrou, a goal and 3 points. The Blues have won 4 straight games by a score of 4-3, which is just a weird stat. And finally, Seattle defeated Columbus by a score of 4-2. Jordan Eberle, 2 goals and 3 points in the game. Jared McCann, a goal and 2 points. Columbus, bad weekend, got worse. They lost Adam Fantilli in that game. He went down to an injury in the second period and did not come back. That was a lot. As we go over to the upcoming games, and there's only one. Nashville in Ottawa to take on the Senators at 7 p.m. A lot of teams have played their final game before the All-Star break. Ottawa still has 2 games left to go until the All-Star break. They played Detroit on Wednesday as well. As we go over to the NHL, or over to the Atlantic Division standings, Boston with a 5-point lead over Florida now, 71-66. And that third spot still very, very close. Tampa Bay holds the spot, 59 points, but they're half game back, half game ahead of Toronto, half game or a full game ahead of Detroit. So nothing for sure there. Going into the leading scorers, Nikita Kucherov at the top of the league with 85 points, 32 goals, 53 assists. It's 1 point ahead of Nathan MacKinnon. And then over there, down at the bottom, Quinn Hughes, 12 goals, 50 assists, 62 points for 49 games as a defenseman. Would have to be considered the front runner right now for the Norris. Gotta imagine the insane stats he's putting up. And finally, the Hot 15. Nikita Kucherov also at the top of that. 21 points in his last 10 games. 5 goals, 16 assists. Just a little bit more than Nathan MacKinnon, who has 20. Going down the list, a whole bunch of great players. Matt Tkachuk is here. Svechnikov never left. Draisaitl, JT Miller. Near the bottom, Noah Dobson on this list as a defenseman with 14 assists in his last 10 games. Jaden McCann also appearing here with 6 goals and 7 assists in his last 10. That's 13 points. Where's my mic? Let's undo it for the NHL. Moving over to the CCHL, their full weekend slate. There's only one game on Saturday. Navin defeated Ottawa by a score of 6-3. Gabriel Kret had 2 goals and an assist. Chris Voltola 2 goals. Devin Savignac 2 assists in the win for Navin. Then on Sunday, Rockland defeated Brockville by a score of 6-3. Samuel Dumont had a hat trick in that game. Laurent with a goal and 3 points, as Jesse Lumsden had a goal and 2 points in the loss for Brockville. Nepean defeated Kentville by a score of 1-0 in the shootout. Curtis Sturgeon with the shootout winner. Brady McEwen, 24 saves and a shutout in that game. Jacob Biron, 28 saves in what is technically a shutout for him. Technically back-to-back shutouts in the home and home against Nepean, but he only won one of those games. Navin defeated Carleton Place by a score of 5-1. McDougall with 2 goals. Colin Holmes had a goal and 3 points. Jaden Nelson, 30 saves in the win for Navin. Sis Falls defeated Hawkesbury by a score of 4-3 in the overtime period. Seamus Stevenson, with the overtime game winner, completed a hat trick in the game. Finnegan Kilmurray, 2 assists, and their captain, Trevor Foucher, 2 assists as well in the win for Smith Falls. And then Pembroke defeats Renfrew by a score of 5-2, snapping Renfrew's 12-game winning streak in the process. Cam Hicklin, 2 goals, 3 points. Kevin Jones, 32 saves in the win for Pembroke, as they do what no one's been able to do for a very, very long time. We go now to the upcoming games in the CCHL. There's no games on Monday, but there is on Tuesday, Hawkesbury and Navin at 7:30. Into the standings, Smith Falls currently leading that Robinson division, the 3rd overall in the league with 51 points. Renfrew has climbed considerably up, but they're still 5th in the league right now. Meanwhile, near the bottom of, not the bottom, but the final spot there in the playoffs, currently held by Kentville with 41 points, tied there with Carleton Place. But Ottawa still very much in contention there, only a game back. Pembroke 2 games back. Nepean 3 games back. So still a lot of jostling for position there in terms of playoff spots. For the 8th and 7th spot, too, as Carleton Place still right there. Finally, ACCHL leading scorers. Jace Letourneau still leads the league in points, 32 goals, 32 assists, 64 points in 40 games. Looking down that list a little bit, Seamus Stevenson, new to this list, off the hat trick, 21 goals, 25 assists for 46 points. Grady Logue there as well, 45 points in 39 games. And that is going to do it for the that's a different show. That's going to do it for the Scoreboard, your morning report for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here again tomorrow.